This camper here is just under 36 feet overall length, from hitch to bumper, 35 feet 9 inches to be exact. This exact model, when it's dry, without any water in the tank, it does have 45 gallons of fresh water, 32 black and 32 gray. But dry, it weighs 6,850 pounds. So it is half-ton towable, and for some of those larger SUVs, you should be able to manage something of this weight and length as long as you have a weight distribution hinge. Inside, we do have this friction hinge, which we're on a very blustery day. Hope that y'all can hear me well, but the door is staying open right here. This is a dual entry model where you can go directly into the bathroom. For those of you who have your furry friends coming along, this is actually a pet leash holder. It does double as a bottle opener. They've got their priorities straight. And then you do have a place to hook up an outside TV, your water heater and your furnace exhauster on this side, and you also do have your black tank flush right here. This is a really important feature. It purges water through your whole entire black tank and makes sure that there's no residual afterwards. Then we do have our nitrogen-filled tires, of course. I've already mentioned dual entry, but this rear kitchen is one of the more impressive I've seen on this class of camper. Usually you just get a little pit burner cooktop that's almost impossible to do anything with, but this one's awesome because it's actually a griddle with a grease trap inside. Everything breaks right down, and there's a propane quick connect line also. This is in case you also want to bring along a Blackstone grill, a Weber, or whatever grills your choice. Now here, in Texas, one of two things. You know this line from me if you watched videos before. This is either the beer or Dr. Pepper fridge. Only one of two things are going in there in Texas, but also great for water bottles and stuff that you just, it's not going to stay on while you're going down the road, but your sandwich things and drinks for quick access and also while you're hooked up and entertaining outside. But speaking of entertaining outside, I did want to mention some of the neat things down the side of the camper, and that you have a massive 16-18 awning, a floodlight on the outside, and then the outside speakers that also pair with the inside speakers that are inside. We go on around here, we point out a little more exterior features. This is where you'd actually store your sewer hose, a very convenient place for that. It is already prepped for a Furrion backup camera, and our parts and service department can also add side view cameras. If you are a little bit nervous of towing a rig over 35 feet, you can see down the profile of your entire rig and see out the back, and it can become a security camera if we connect power to the 7-way plug. This here is a cable in, so if you're at a campsite that offers cable, you can hook up right there and use their services. We have manual leveling on this camper. These are manual stabilizer jacks, which I actually prefer to the electric. They are more stable because they're mounted to the frame, and after you put blocks underneath them, do support the weight a little bit better than the electric stabilizer. You see on this side, as we come around, it is a dual slide camper, which offers so much space once we get inside. These are your outside hookups for sewer dump, both black and gray right there, and it is all coming out of one source. And then up here at the front, the most convenient place is where you will fill up your fresh tank if you're going to go boondocking to a state or national park that didn't have hookups, and then also connect your pressurized water. Up underneath is your low point drain to make sure that as we head into the winter months, there isn't residual water in the tanks if you're going to leave it for storage. But in regards to storage, your pass-through storage is pretty incredible. Up underneath, you notice the 5/8 inch tongue and groove plywood that's supporting the bed, but that is actually also what the subfloor is made out of. No particle board, OSB. It is actual 5/8 inch tongue and groove plywood, 3/8 inch plywood on the roof with a PVC roof membrane that's actually got the industry's longest 20-year warranty on it. And this is also magnetic. Super easy, so while you're carrying this power cord and a bunch of your other camping accessories, you're not having to muscle with this door and make sure it stays open with a little clip. This is something I really encourage you to look for on campers if you're unfamiliar. It's called a battery cutoff switch. And you see that right now we have it in the green position because we are running the battery in order to use the lights. There are also 12-volt USB outlets in here to where you can keep your phones charged even if you are just running off battery power. These are coming solar prepped as well, as you can get a little portable solar panel. Or on the newer 2022s, get a roof-mounted one as well to run a lot of those systems. But that cutoff switch ensures that whenever you are putting it into storage in these upcoming months, that you don't come back to your camper and everything's dead. You're not able to actually operate everything. It also has two 20-pound propane tanks and a manual front tongue jack that is a little less maintenance long-term, but if you wanted it swapped out, our parts department can get it done for less than $300 for you. So something I almost forgot to touch on that is incredibly important about the KZ Sportsmen line. most aluminum campers are very prone to hail damage. There's some benefits to it, whereas say that you have any issues where you accidentally backed into something, a fiberglass model you'd have to do full Bondo work to, whereas the S-Lock panels of a aluminum camper are a little bit easier to replace. But hail damage is something to be concerned about, both with the roof, because some aluminum campers have an aluminum roof. Again, this one does not. It has that TPO roof membrane that actually has twice the tear and puncture strength of their old rubberized roofs, but it is also more reflective, and it again has that 20-year warranty. But this here is a 40 gauge aluminum, very aerodynamic and sleek going up the front, so it is a little bit easier to tow than other comparable 36-foot floor plans. But also having 40 gauge aluminum, almost every other aluminum camper brand only has 25 gauge aluminum. So this is a thicker gauge. It is going to be more hail resistant, and it's going to hold up better long term and make it easier to tow. So all around, this is one of the most important things about the KZ Sportsman SE, and a huge added feature if you're not aware of it. So I like to jump in on the inside because none of the outside stuff matters unless you like the layout. So let's go on it. I'll let us scan, because what you get here with this large slide is not only great cooking space here in the kitchen with tons of storage, but also you get a trifold sofa bed that makes out real easy with storage underneath that is magnetic, by the way. So all your blankets and things like that, whenever you're entertaining during the day, you can put them away. And I know you don't buy a camper like you buy a car by counting cup holders, but this is still really nice to have, right? And then the orientation of having the U-shaped dinette right here is awesome, because really that the jackknife sofa there is probably only comfortable for one adult, maybe two kids. But this U-shaped sofa, or this U-shaped dinette, excuse me, once you break it down and make it into a bed, two full-grown adults could sleep there comfortably, and there is storage up underneath the whole, all of the seats as well. These are all kind of have the orientation towards your entertainment center up front here. With great storage. You do have a sound bar now with inside and outside zones, Bluetooth connectability, HDMI, USB, and so you can play music inside and out. In terms of this kitchen space, there are several things that KZ does a little bit different than other brands. If you look, this is actually an under-mounted sink here. If you're trying to stay kosher, this is stainless steel as well, with really nice upgraded hardware. But this makes it easy because everything can just get wiped right down into the sink. And you notice the countertops, they're not T-piece molding. It is a heat-wrapped laminate that is going to have a little bit more durability than what most other brands offer. Having that small window in the kitchen, and then I didn't point out, but all the windows that you get inside this living space really brings in a lot of great natural light. Then you have these storage compartments up top, and they've now started putting glass in them as well. Very high-end finishes. Drawers all the way down with some upgraded hardware as well. And then everybody looks for a place to put their trash can, and KZ's actually thought about that as well and give you a good place to put it. Now, microwave, I don't need to show you how to use that, I hope. And this has never sold the camper for me, but it does have a neat little blue light with an oven light inside, and actually a pretty decent sized oven as well. Now, whenever you're not using the stove, this does have a glass cover to it, so you have more prep space, and then you can flip it up and it becomes your backsplash. Really nice 3-burner cooktop on a cast iron top as well. Now, this here is a 12-volt fridge. For those of you who might be upgrading from older models, you're used to the propane electric fridges that have the cooling element in the back that does get frosted over and takes up a lot of your space. This you have no problem putting a full-size jug of milk in, and it runs off your battery power or off of your truck when you're hooked up that way. And then you also get a lot more space in the freezer as well. So for your longer trips when you're going with a family in this size of camper, this is going to allow you to bring plenty of food for everybody, including dry goods right here. A really decent pantry that's actually in this kitchen space instead of being disconnected. But there is also disconnected storage. Now that I bring it up, a lot of really usable compartments here in the entertainment center. A lot of your unusable items you put under your dinette. And again, you have 2,000 pounds of wiggle room between your dry weight and your gross weight, so you could really load this down. But this is what I wanted to go into next, and this is kind of the namesake of the camper. And with the 312 BHK, this is the rear bunk room. You have 2 bunks on this side that can comfortably sleep one adult or child. And then on this side, you have the 500-pound bunk ratings that can actually probably sleep 2 adults with plenty of storage up underneath. Good windows, top and bottom, over on those bunks. A rear window here and up top there. So it is a very bright, open space. You also do have TV connections right here. So you could mount a TV, so if you wanted to keep the kids kind of back in this area, out of your hair while you're trying to enjoy camping, you can do that on this floor plan. But the dual entry, I didn't show you what it actually comes into. And this is this bathroom here. And you have everything you need. The toilet to the right side, really easy access. The shower to your left, a place to hold the towels so that you don't have to hang up command strips right off the bat. A really deep sink and storage up underneath it as well, with a GFCI protected outlet near the water, of course. There's a vent in here as well with an actual fan, for obvious reasons that I don't need to go into, of course. And then the front bedroom. For this size of camper, you do get a residential queen mattress. A 60 by 80 queen here with storage up underneath it. Right there. Some people actually put a little doggy door there and use this for the place for their dog beds and everything. It'd be really smart if you were also going to use that pet leash holder on the outside. Little ledges beside the bed, and again the 12-volt USB outlet there that you could run just off battery power to make sure your phones and devices were staying connected. There's a place to hang up a TV here, and I just wanted to open the closets for you so you can see all the hanging space that you get, and still a shelf up here to try and maximize every square inch. Also, I'll point out the fact that you have 2 ACs. The main AC unit, our dealership will only order campers where the main AC unit is 15,000 BTU, and all of our campers have a ducted AC where the air is actually moving through into these ducts up top. It doesn't have to cool the attic space before it starts cooling the rest of the camper. But this has a second 13,500 BTU AC right here as well that is also thermostat controlled. It's not just controlled by little knobs up top. And so you can make sure that you're staying cool while you're sleeping, and that everybody else in the living and bunk area is also staying cool. But this really is a cool camper. You got the sliding pocket door here, and the last piece of storage I didn't point out was right here as well. Now this again is one of our 2021 models. Usually this camper is in the mid to high 40s, but we have almost 25% discount on this, where it's right around the 35,000 price point. But we don't have very many of these 2021s left. Now there are 2022s coming in. They do have a few other features, like a heated and enclosed underbelly with a forced air duct, if you are going to be doing more winter camping. And also no carpet in the slides is a new innovation by KZ. They also are now making the slides connectable through the touch panel. But I will tell you that in terms of value, the price of campers, if you've been tracking it across the year, is continually gone up anywhere between 5 to 9% monthly. And right now we're doing a clean sweep of all of our 2021 models. So if you've been waiting all year for a good deal, now is the time. And this is a great camper that you can enjoy with the whole family. I mean, if you count off how many people you could sleep comfortably, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. And then if you really wanted, you could squeeze another 2 people in those top bunks. So you're talking 9 to 11 people that you're able to sleep. And so for all of those that have holiday camping trips coming up, you don't know where you're going to stay, worried about bed bugs or COVID, I can guarantee you that there's no bed bugs in this camper. We're going to make sure it's clean, washed, detailed. We do a full instructional walkthrough with you if this is going to be your first. But if you're training, we make it real convenient also, where we get you pulled back to the KOA campground, and you can move everything from your old unit to your new one, and also have your first shakedown trip so you're confident in your new model. And that's what we are as a family-owned company, is really trying to take care of our families and roll out the red carpet experience, because we're creating memories here, and we'd love to be a part of yours. And so if you are interested in this 2021 KZ Sportsman SE, the 312 BHK, please reach out to us in McLean's. Again, my name is Hunter Pruitt, and we work up at the Sanger location, but there are a very limited number of these 312 BHKs, so please reach out to us soon. And if you have any questions on the video, please comment, call, text. Any way that we can help, we're happy to. But thank you all again for watching, and any way that we can serve y'all, let's stay in touch, and thanks a lot.